Welcome back, Magic fans. Hello, revised collectors. On yesterday's video, we sorted through this 300 count box of Magic cards that we found at the garage sale. And we were gifted by our brother. We probably got about $20 worth of revised cards in here. So today's video, we're gonna sort these in our revised box that we use for revised 40 deck making. And I guess what I forgot to mention yesterday is if you pick up collections of revised, it's possible that there are some summer edition cards that would get mixed in because the borders and the images are the same. It's just they would have a 1994 copyright on the bottom, and the cards would be more saturated in color. Those are worth, hundreds of dollars. I don't think the chances of finding one in a stack of revised cards from 94 is pretty rare, but sometimes they get mixed in the card shops in 94. So we'll just look at those, and then we'll continue our discussion of revised. I guess we haven't really talked about reserve list buyouts, but people may have tried to buy like Dragon Whelp. I know there was a Gaia's Liege buyout many years ago where somebody got the price of Gaia's Liege up to like $20, but it's really just like a 50-cent rare. They ended up buying like, I don't know, maybe like 10,000 to 50,000 copies of the card and try to manipulate the market, but there are just so many revised cards that were printed, it's impossible to manipulate the market. There's just millions and millions and millions of revised Magic cards out there, and they're also just tied up into people's collections like this. Like you could just find a box of thousands of cards and they're all just still revised, untouched from 1994. Most of them are probably slightly played or played, so they're not gradable. But let's see here. I got forests. I'll sort them. So today we'll just sort these. Make sure there's no summer cards in here, which there are not, and have this version. So I sort these by artwork. And it looks like I was missing a few copies of this artwork, so that's pretty nifty. I do have some sleeves. I like to stack like 5 to 8 lands in a sleeve if possible, just to kind of keep them organized and keep them together. There you go. So those are the 3 versions of the basic forest. It looks like they're sorted in Wooburg order as well. So we have mountains is the next card to sort. We got this like snowy version. We have the rocky version, and we have the Arabian Nights version, which is maybe my favorite revised mountain artwork. So, and I don't like to sell these to buy listers, or because they are playable. You never know how many decks you can make out of revised 40. Like we have 2 decks here, a blue deck and a red deck, and you can just store them, like in sleeves if you want. You can just store them in your deck boxes. They're very affordable decks. You can make them for like, less than $20 in some cases. Even with rares in them, the revised rares are not worth a ton. Okay, so these are some mountains. That's a good stack of mountains that's gonna go in the box. Swamps, let's do those next. Looks like I was missing There's usually a light, a dark, and then this extra light version. I don't have any extras because I like to play with that version. Sometimes they call this 1 branch, 2 branches, and this was the beta edition swamp that was reprinted. And again, the summer cards would be a little more saturated, like the darker swamp, but there are no summer cards in this batch yet. I'm sorry. I did not think of that earlier, but you know, could be worth a look if you're out there thrift storing and searching for magic cards. All right, we have, so there's 3 versions of Basic Island. The blue version, this orange version, and then the 3rd purple version that is basically this art inverted and cropped in a little bit because Wizards lost the original 3rd art, which I have seen, and it's more of like a blue-green color to it. It's pretty cool. It's got some dirt on it. Awesome. So these are, you know, I'd say 10 of each basic land. That's probably a really good start, you know, for someone that's maybe just getting into Magic and they want to like build a few decks. They could do that. They have enough cards here now to make some intro decks to revise 40. We'll stack these in our box. And last but not least, in the basic lands are the plains. We have plains without the trees, plains with the trees, and then the darker. Oh, alright, swamp. Okay, that's a pretty good stack of basic lands. I'd say maybe like 200 basic lands. Here are the plains. They're very subtle, hard to tell the differences. The darker version is the beta edition that was added to the beta. This version of plains has little trees on it, and this version does not have little trees on it. Awesome. And this one, cool. So looks like these are slightly nicer condition than the plates I had in my collection, so slight upgrade. I think I do play a lot of blue-white decks, so those are now going into the box. Awesome. And then I think these are sorted by Uberg order, but artifacts are last, so I would just sort these by alphabetize them. It's typically how I sort. W O I O. Brassman, that's pretty good. Actually, I just picked up a Brassman PSA from Arabian Nights. So when that gets here on the channel, I will open that and add this Brassman graded to the PSA collection. I had a BGS copy that is going to be upgraded now to a PSA 9. Crystal Rod, which we enjoy playing in Alpha 40. And then a Chronicles Serpent Generator that will save in our Chronicles. box. All right, so we'll see if we have any brass man. Yes, we can put brass man in the brass man sleeve, just like that. Crystal rod. Also, we need to add a celestial prism, which we just picked up in alpha. Conservator is also a good uncommon. Here's a crystal rod, adding to the charms. Dingus egg, disrupting scepter. Ebony horse, which we probably have saved in our Arabian Nights box somewhere. Glasses of Urza we don't have. Howling Mine. We do have a couple Iron Stars. We'll add these to the Iron Star. Ivory Cup. Juggernaut. Library of Lang. I knew we had some of those. This lets you keep a ton of cards in your hand without having to discard. Living Wall is pretty good. Did not have Living Wall. We had Meekstone, Millstone, Onulet, but no Obsidious Golem. 4/6 for 6 colorless. And then Ornithopter. We do have one Ornithopter, so we'll add this to that. Soul Ring and Wooden Sphere we should have. Yep. All right, so that's artifacts. 11 minutes in. Doing okay. Let's do the green cards. Script sprites. We also just picked up, this was the Alpha PSA 10 that we picked up in script sprites to complete our PSA 910 set. Lay Druid. Grizzly Bears, Stream of Life. Wall of Wood. More Grizzly Bears. More Stream of Life. Giant Growth. Regeneration. Stream of Life. Crawworm. This was the card, I think people back in the day, people traded like Shiv and Dragon for a Crawworm. Very powerful. Green card, a lot of mono green players. RST. Giant Growth. War Mammoth. Giant Growth. Wild Growth. Thicket Basilisk. Stream of Life. Stream of Life. Giant Growth. Giant Spider. Another Crawworm. Awesome. So those go into the green. Here's the channels. So it's kind of played. We did not have any Crawworms. Crumble, Giant Growth, Desert Twister, Fastbomb, Giant Growth. Picked up 5 Giant Growths. Pretty good. We had a Giant Spider, but we picked up 2 more Giant Spiders. Now we have a playset, Giant Spiders, Instill Energy, EFGHI, Grizzly Bears. I think we just had Jeff Menges sign a bunch of these Grizzly Bears at Magic Con Minneapolis. Lay Druid we like. Life Force. Living Lands. Treats all forests as 1/1 creatures. And ton of Landware Elves. We'll put these in here. Cool. So we got about 10 Landware Elves. Regrowth. We also need Regeneration. Regrowth is a favorite card of ours. We like to play in Alpha. Script Sprites is new for the revised box. Stream of Life we have. Shenodin Dryers is also new. Here we go, a ton more Stream of Lives. Thicket Basilisk. Oops. Tranquility. This is good for getting rid of enchantments. Tsunami Verdurin. We do have a Wall of Wood. Now we have 2 Wall of Woods. And War Mammoth. Web. And we... Wild Growth. Put that in the green. Okay. Red cards. Dragon Rope. Atog, Fire. G. Dwarven. Curd Ape. Dragon. Dwarven Warriors. Lightning Bolt. Shatter. Shatterstorm. Dwarven Warriors. Fire Breathing. Fire Elemental, Earth Elemental, Flash Fires, Disintegrate, Fireball, Uthden Troll, Dwarven Warriors, Shatter is good, Stone Rain is good. Hill Giant, Earthbind, Hurloon Minotaur, Keldon Warlord. This was maybe my favorite artwork back in the day. No summer, but this is a 4th edition Goblin Balloon Brigade that we'll save with our 4th edition box. Dwarven Weaponsmith we do play in Revised 40, Orcish Artillery, Mons Goblin Raiders, and 2 Goblin Balloon Brigades. Alright, and then the red cards. It was like we did not have very many red cards. This is probably the least amount of cards we had in our revised box, and this is the most revised cards we had. So, we'll add a playset of Atogs. That's gonna be good. Burrowing. Open up a new pack of sleeves. I'd be surprised if this video gets 100 views. This is a pretty long video. But do you have favorite revised cards that you like playing with? Let me know in the comments. Dwarven Weaponsmith, yep. Earthquake. Earthbind. There are people that collect this Earthbind card. I don't think the revised edition is worth much. Let's put Earth Elemental right before Earthquake. Fireball. did have a fire breathing. Fire elemental, which we picked up in alpha recently too. If you're interested in checking out our alpha PSA 10 upgrades, look at our other videos. You'll see some of these cards in alpha PSA 10 condition. All right, fork. We got 2 copies of fork. Curd ape. We got another. Whoops. FG for goblin. Gray ogre. Try to make a 30-minute video for you today. Keldon, Warlord, Curd Ape. Half an hour before we have to go to work. Lightning Bolt. Oh yeah, Hill Giant. Hurling Minotaur, Mons Goblins. You must not play a lot of red in Revised 40. Mana Flare, Mons Goblin, Orcish Artillery. Orcish Orphan, Power Surge, Red Elemental Blast. Picked up 3 more of those. Shatter. Shatter Storm. This was from Antiquities. Shivan. Stone Rain. And STUV Upton Troll. Fire. All right, so those are reds. 3 more colors to go. We still have some room in the box, so this is working out really well. Black. Black, blue, white. Frozen Shade, EFGH. Animate Dead. Awesome. Back in the day, we sent one of these in to have Anson sign at some sort of card signing event. Fear, Howl. Plague Rats. You need a bunch of those to make a Plague Rats deck. Scavenging Google. Unholy Strength. Scathe Zombies. Alright. Animate Dead. Dark Ritual. Drain Life. Yes. Drudge Skeletons, yeah. Fear. Frozen Shade. Gloom. Howl. Hypnotic Spectre, we had a few of these. Mind Twist. Paralyze. Pestilence. Picked up a few Pestilences. Another. Plague Rats. So only 2 Plague Rats. We would probably need to pick up more Plague Rats if we want to play a Plague Rats deck. Raise Dead. Scathe Zombies. Scavenging Ghoul. And Sacrifice. Sengir. STU, Unholy Strength. And Weakness. And Will of the Wisp. Okay, so that's black. 2 more colors to go. Can we do it? White and blue. These are probably the 2 colors I played the most in Revised 40, and looks like we got a pretty good stack of blue cards here. So I'm gonna cut the video off here just because it's about 30 minutes, but we'll take a quick peek to see if there's any summer cards in here. Don't think there are. Also, unlimited can sometimes get slipped in. There are no unlimited cards in this deck either. Balance, circle, circle, Benelish. Yeah, so we'll sort these, double check that there's no summers, no unlimiteds. Put those in our box of revised cards. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll check you. We got some more box openings coming up next week. Some product coming in the mail, and if we get any time this summer, we'll make some more revised 40 decks. Play some Magic at the local meetups, and let you know how the scene is looking. Awesome. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.